TGIF, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, welcome to our new subscribers. I picked up a handful of you since the last video, and I think I picked up 10 or 15 of you over the past month. If we continue at this pace, we will be slated to have, I don't know, about 200 subscribers in the next couple of months. Well, so if you've been following me for any length of time, you know, when it comes to old Evelyn here, it was a big freaking deal when I installed the Yoshi exhaust. Just to recap, long story short, if you're new here, a subscriber sent me an exhaust. I put the thing on, filmed the entire process, and here we are. We got some sound. Now, when it comes to the Yamaha FZ6R here, man, it's just like anything else. You can go everywhere from mild to absolutely wild. There are some guys that will take these bikes and put R6 cams in them and shit. You know, I mean, there's all sorts of different things you can do. That's what I would consider wild. I mean, at that point, you're essentially, literally, turning this bike into an R6. Or at least an R6 for the period that the engine is from. You know, like 03 to 06 or whatever. But, yeah, I have no intentions of ever going that wild with this bike. Hell, if I'm gonna... well, secondly, I would never even really bother to do all that to any bike. I mean, shit, it's a 600. Look, if you want to go any crazier than that, you know, I might as well just get a new bike. Which, you know, that'll be one day. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, swapping cams and all that stuff on this bike is way beyond the scope of what I'll be doing. So, performance-wise, you know, we're running the Power Commander fuel controller, not the Power Commander 5. We're running the newer PCFC. We got the Yoshimura and R6 header custom exhaust. Man, look, performance-wise, that's as far as I'm going. Yeah, the Marthy's map and all that jazz. And so I guess all I'm really interested in doing from here on out, right? It's like, man, what's next? What's next for Evelyn? It's just going to be aesthetics. For example, and by the way, here in a bit we'll be back at the house, and I'll do a walk around the bike. Haven't done a walk around in a little while, but I'm going to do a walk around and just point out all the little things, let you guys see them. Things that I'm interested in either upgrading or all out replacing here in the very near future. I'll just go over a couple of them right now with you and throw up some photos and stuff before we do the walk around. So kind of number one on my list is turn signals. So I've got these Chinese turn signals. I say Chinese because literally they're like little $10 turn signals from eBay, made in China and shipped over here on a boat. Right? And so they still work just fine. The problem is, and again you'll see in the walk around, is that so the bike, when I park it, and I park it out in the sun quite often, you know, at work, so when the bike is parked, of course it's leaning to the left as you sit on the bike, right, on the kickstand. And so this turn signal here, you might even be able to see it, I don't know, this turn signal is absolutely faded out and sun bleached to the point where it's not even glossy anymore. I'm actually not even completely sure that it that you can see it flashing amber very well at all, whereas this one is still glossy because it never sees the sun. So there's that. And so what I've decided to go with is this setup from TST Industries. Now, I recently discovered this. I don't know if it's actually new or what, but it's new to me. So it's, you can choose between clear lens or smoked lens, and they have a halo. You see that? It's got a halo where you can choose whatever color you want. people. What's up, guy? That dude, zero fucks. He didn't give a shit, did he? Anyways, yeah, so I was thinking of going with the, I forget what they call it, the Hyper White. That's it. I was thinking about going with the Hyper White Halo because I don't, you know, the Halo function. Here we go, guys. I know. Here we go with the scatterbrain. Bear with me. So the Halo portion of the signal, it functions as a running light. Okay, I don't have the running light feature on here since I got rid of the stock stem style blinkers and flashers, what have you. I don't have a running light, and so I would, it comes with the little harness and all that nonsense. So all of a sudden you have a running light which is in the form of the Halo. Wow, that took a long time to what is going on? Friday traffic, I guess. Okay, so about the Halo. Yeah, so I figured I'd go with the Hyper White because it would match the LED white of the license plate bulbs that I've got going on. I've got LED license plate lights. So what I'm saying, damn it, is the only glowing light I have whatsoever on this bike is like LED Hyper White. And the only time you see amber is when the flasher's engaged, so... And since just the Halo will light up, anyways, you guys get it. I think it'll look damn good. So we're gonna go with the Hyper White Halo on the TST Industries smoked lens. You know, the smoked lens will look good on the black fairing here, just like the Chinese ones do now. But it'll be a lot higher quality piece, and for sure they'll flash brighter. Just a better quality LED light. What else? The mirrors, y'all. I got these ZX6R mirrors. You see how faded the plastics are? They're junk, man. But they're cheap, right? So it's really no big deal to just get another set. Of course, there's options. Look, I'm not gonna go with bar-in mirrors because it's just too much vibration, man. Like, I actually use my mirrors. Like, I legit use these mirrors. I shoulder check all the time. That's like standard practice, but I use these mirrors especially on interstate changing lanes. So you know, I got rid of the big tall bunny ear mirrors that came on the bike because these lower profile, you know, look, the line is with the windscreen. I mean, that's cherry. I'm sticking with that. But as far as fit and finish, I can probably get like the faux carbon fiber look ZX6R mirrors, but I don't know, man. It depends on how well it's done. Like, the cheaper the Chinese set, the more likely it is that it has that real crappy, cheap looking Hydra dip pattern, where, you know, like on the curves and stuff of the surface, it kind of has like that stretched look. I don't know, that's garbage. So if I can't find a really nice set that maybe costs a little bit more money than the traditional Chinese garbage, I'm not even gonna bother with any kind of finish or anything. Now, if I could find these with a gloss painted black housing, that'd be freaking stellar. That would be the purchase hands down, but I don't know that I could find that, anything like that. So I may end up just going with the same exact set, you know, just the new set, to where they're nice and black, because that's really bad. And you'll see it better when we get to the house and I can do the walk around. But yeah, so there's all that. Along the lines of carbon fiber, faux carbon fiber pattern work, Puig makes this rear fender piece. Check this out. I actually like this. The carbon fiber finish in the pictures seems to be of higher quality, and it should be, because it's Puig, which is a high quality brand. They don't make garbage. It's a little pricey though. The thing's almost 200 bucks. Even like on eBay, but I think that would really set off the rear, you know, behind the swing arms. I think that looked really good. So that's always an aesthetic option as well, going with that fender. Maintenance wise, of course, she'll be coming up due for an oil change in about
600 and I don't know, I can't do math, y'all. Under 700 miles she'll be due for an oil change. So there's that. But other than that, dude, I need new rear brake pads for sure. That's coming up. I'll probably do a video on that. And one of my fraternity brothers and I may or may not have stripped the ever-living shit out of a caliper bolt the last time I changed the rear pads. So first off, I'll get better quality rear pads this time, like some H centers by, what is it, EBC. So yeah, I'll get better quality pads that'll last longer, and I may or may not have to get a whole new caliper. Used, pretty mint used condition on eBay. They're like 40 bucks. I've got one on my watch list right now. So if it comes down to it, I'll get a new rear caliper, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're good for just a little while. The fork seal incident. Remember this? Oh, I bottomed out on that. Damn! Blew the shit out of that fork seal. Golly. Yeah, that was bad. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's you can see fluid right now, man. That fork seal is always wet. Always wet. It's absolutely blown. So that's a thing. Y'all, I think there's like special tools and whatnot. I watched Motonocity do his Honda Supermoto, the fork seals on that thing, and also on that R3 he built. And geez, I don't know, I suppose I can do it. It doesn't look terribly difficult, but I think I need some kind of little specialty tools to do a fork seal. And I also don't want the bike to be down for that long for me to actually have to learn how to do a fork seal when I'm a commuter. So that very well may be out of the question. I'll have to hook up with the local shop here and get that fork rebuilt. And of course they say when you rebuild one, you might as well have the other done. Stand by. Yeah, so you might as well have both of them done at the same time, because, you know, it's just the way shit goes. Yep, so new blinkers, new mirrors, new fork seal, eventually. Maybe the little rear fender piece. Levers. What about our levers, man? Levers, 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 whatever you call them. You know, these used to be black. I've talked about them in previous videos. They used to be anodized black. The sun got to them and they turned gold. And I don't entirely mind that, because the gold really sets it off and kind of just, you know, sets off the accents of the bike. But these things are junk, man. See, can you see how wiggly it is? See me wiggling that thing? I mean, they are junk. They're fully adjustable, which is impressive for a cheap Chinese piece, but I may here pretty soon go with a nice set of levers. Yeah, guys, so I know the bike is absolutely filthy, but that's another thing I need to do, man. Look at that. I haven't found a car wash here in Waco or anything yet, so that's one of my missions here shortly, is to find a place to wash this damn thing. But so anyways, there's the faded out sun bleached blanker I was telling y'all about. Here, compare it to the other side. See how that still has a gloss? You know, so it's faded pretty bad. Here's the mirrors. See how they're just sun bleached, nasty, and when you touch them, they have like this weird, almost rubbery texture, which is purely because they are just ruined by UV rays. Both of them in this way. So you know, so that's a thing. Got a little bit of dust on this lens, I think. There we go. Yep, so jacked up blinker, need new mirrors. What else was I talking about? Yeah, so that Puig piece, that little rear fender, you like remove all these little push pins and stuff, and it fits in there and just runs to about right here. Kind of like you see on an R6, very similar piece, but you know, just add some aesthetics to it. I think it'll be kind of nice. I haven't decided whether or not I want to pay all that money for it, but we'll see. And so, I don't know if you can see how little brake pad I have left on the rear, but it's starting to become a problem. You know what else? I need to upgrade these brake lines too. I didn't talk about that. Need to go ahead and upgrade these brake lines, put some stainless steel braided lines in this thing, man, so I get better pressures and stuff. But this bolt, I believe, nope, I think it's this one. I believe this bolt is absolutely stripped, so we'll find out eventually. Yeah, and let me see if I can zoom in down there. Can you tell that's wet at all? Maybe not. That fork seal is done. So that's got to be replaced. Here's your Chinese levers. You know, even this red anodization has kind of faded out to pink. And, you know, I suppose I can put some lithium grease on that, but that's pretty aggravating too. That'll chap your ass. This one too, man. See, this one doesn't really wobble as bad as this one does. This one has always done this. It's always done that. So, I think maybe some nice levers are in order. But, anyways, guys, as you probably saw from the intro, I gotta go, you know, tend to the weekly duties, if you will. I gotta go empty the poo tanks, because they're chock full of shit.